All right. If you only knew the amount of technical difficulty I've been going through trying to do this stupid video. I've been Daniel from East West Farm. For those of you who might be seeing this for the first time, it's been a while since I've posted a video, and so I just got to the barn from moving cows onto new pasture. It's been pouring down rain all day long. Had to move chickens. You know, we raise broilers, which are meat birds, on the pasture, and so they're in covered pens, and we got to move them every day too, and make sure everyone's got water, and make sure the chickens have plenty of food. And so, anyways, I've just been dealing with some technical difficulties here. So, a friend of mine sends me a message a little while back. And this summer, she bought, I think it was half a cow. I think it was $1,800. So I don't know how many pounds of meat she actually got. But I think it ultimately came down to somewhere around $6 a pound. So she sends me a message because they've got a freezer full of beef and they can't stand to eat it. They can't stand the taste of it. They said that it just has this fishy taste, and she wanted to know if I wanted to buy it. So I didn't say yes or no. All I did was start asking questions because I've never heard of this. I've been doing the farm thing for around a decade, and I've raised a few beef myself, and I have eaten lots of grass-fed beef from others, both extremely local to me, as in like 5 miles away, as well as even beef from White Oak Pastures. So never have I experienced this. I've never had a really bad cut of meat from any of these sources. Maybe a little lean, but never bad tasting. So I wanted to find out some stuff because I've never heard of this. So it's from this farm in deep South Georgia. From what I can see on their Facebook and Instagram, as well as their website, they're pretty new. Now, this farmer says that she is from 6 or 7 generations of farming. Pardon me. And so she is. It looks like they've just pretty much come on the scene though in the last couple of years, and they're delivering all over the place, all over Georgia, parts of Florida, parts of Tennessee, I don't know where else. And so Tiffany bought some beef and was all excited, and then she gets the beef and she's no longer excited, and she's trying to figure out what to do about this because when she talked to the farmer and let it be known that her beef doesn't taste very good, the farmer tells her, well, this is due to a high concentration of omega-3s. And what else is a good source of omega-3? Well, it's fish. And that's what Tiffany said, it tasted fishy. And I'm willing to bet that more than one person is complaining or making the observation that beef from this farm has a fishy undertone to it. So that's what this person is telling people, that their beef is so has such an abundance of omega-3 being grass-fed that there's going to be a fish uh, tinge or fish flavor or whatever. And so I'm here to tell you, it doesn't work like that. At least not in my experience, and not from anything that I've ever read. Because after Tiffany tells me this, I had to do some research myself, which is probably what this farmer should have done the first time someone complained to her. So I found an article about grass-fed beef tasting like fish. And the long and short of it is the reason beef will start to taste off is because of poor nutrition. Because the cow is undernourished. And the cow's undernourished because the grass lacks nutrition. And grass lacks nutrition because soil lacks nutrition. So there's the domino effect. Poor soil produces poor grass, which when eaten by a cow then produces poor beef. So Tiffany has reached out several times to this farmer. I think that one exchange is the only time she ever got a response. And actually, it looks like that farm has taken down their Facebook page since then. And I think it's pretty sad that instead of trying to address the issue, that they are avoiding this. And the ramifications of doing that is going to be pretty bad. So basically, though, the message I'm trying to get across here is that there's an element of buyer beware. Buying from someone who is new on this, new to farming, regardless of how many generations came before them, if grandma, great grandpa, great granddad wasn't also a one of those, back then they would have been one of those pioneers in producing grass-fed beef, because finishing beef on grass hasn't been as much of a rage in the past as it is now. It's always been that they would raise their cattle on pasture, and then for like a month or so, typically they would then finish the animals on a ration of corn to add flavor. So anyways, we all got to know each other. If you don't know the farmer, you're just taking them at their word for what they're selling you. And so I don't know how else to put this, but you got to be willing to make a trip. You really ought to. I never tasted a White Oak Pastures cut of meat until after I had paid them a visit. Well, I might have had a burger that was, from their ground beef beforehand, but I made it a point to make a visit, especially since we had been in Florida. This was many years ago, and it was going to take us an hour or so out of our way, but I said, hey, this is a great opportunity. And plus, too, I got to meet Mr. Will Harris and have lunch with him and talk to him and everything. So just really, really understand that you're taking a risk, you're taking a gamble, just as much as if you're just going and buying anything from a grocery store. That sight unseen, you're just taking them at their word. And then too, for a small operation, it's really hard, or I'll just go ahead and say it's most likely impossible for them to do refund, because the profit margins are so thin that for them to sell anything, especially when it's in an amount of $1,000 or $2,000, and then for someone to want to return it and get a refund, that's nearly impossible for a small operation to do. However, it would be better if they did, and then do something to make things right. Because if they do like what Tiffany's experiencing right now, and she's being ghosted basically, what the end result of this is getting bad reviews on your social media and bad word of mouth. And the most, the best and the worst things that any small business, I don't care if it's farming or whatever, can get is by word of mouth. So, with all that said, I haven't named this farm, and I don't know. I kind of want to see if I can get anything, make any contact with them to see what they're doing. So, where was I? Dang, I lost train of thought there. Anyways, just get to know the person, and before you buy, and if you don't spend $1,000, $2,000. Get a sample first, and see if what you're getting into. That's my advice. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a follow up, like something like top 10 questions a person should ask a new farmer, or the top 10 things a farmer should be doing to ensure that what they produce is actually going to taste good. So I hope y'all have a great day. Stay dry. I'm not. Goodbye.